You know that feeling, right? It's a hot day, you're miserable, and then you step in front of a fan. Instant relief. But have you ever really thought about what's going on? Because it's probably not what you think. The real science behind it is actually pretty cool. Let's get into it. Okay, so here's the central mystery. A fan doesn't work like an air conditioner. It doesn't actually make the air in the room any colder. It's just pushing the same warm air around. So if the air temperature isn't dropping, why do we feel cooler? That is the big question we are going to answer. So to figure out how a fan works, we first have to talk about how we work. It turns out our bodies have their own amazing built-in air conditioning system that's running all the time. Just think about it. Your body is basically a little furnace. Every single thing it does, from digesting your lunch to just thinking, it all generates heat. And when it's hot outside, all that internal heat has to go somewhere. Otherwise, we'd overheat in no time. So how does our body do it? How does it dump all that extra heat? Well, the answer is sweat. Yeah, it can be a little gross, but it's an absolutely brilliant piece of biological engineering. Each one of those tiny drops of sweat is designed to carry heat from inside your body out to the surface of your skin. But just having sweat sitting on your skin isn't the whole story. Not even close. The real magic, the part that actually makes you feel cool, happens in the next step. And it's a process you definitely learned about in science class: evaporation. Evaporation is just a liquid turning into a gas. Simple enough, right? But here's the key. For that to happen, it needs energy. And where does it get that energy? It steals it from your body in the form of heat. So when the sweat on your skin evaporates, it literally pulls the heat right off of you. That's the cooling effect. And this is exactly where the fan comes into play. Imagine a puddle on the sidewalk on a hot, windless day. It'll dry up, sure, but it's going to take a while. Now imagine a good breeze starts blowing. That puddle disappears so much faster. A fan does the exact same thing to the sweat on your skin. It makes evaporation happen like way, way faster. So let's just walk through the whole process step by step. First, your body heats up. Then, your skin releases sweat. The fan blows air across your skin, which turbocharges the evaporation of that sweat. As the sweat evaporates, it whisks heat away from your body, and boom, you feel cooler. It's a really simple and elegant system when you think about it. Okay, this brings us to the biggest myth about fans. They are not refrigerators. They are personal coolers. They cool you, not the room. So, leaving a fan running in an empty room doesn't make it any colder. It just spins the electric meter. So after all that science, what's the big takeaway here? Well, it really boils down to a super simple formula. And that's it right there. That's the whole secret. Your body brings the sweat, the fan brings the moving air, and the combination of the two creates that amazing cooling sensation we're all looking for on a hot day. And hey, don't just take my word for it. You can feel this for yourself right now. Seriously, try this. Get one of your hands wet. Now just hold it up in the air. It'll dry, but pretty slowly. Okay, now stick that same wet hand right in front of a fan. What do you feel? It dries almost instantly, and you get that chilly feeling, right? That is evaporative cooling in action. All right, so now that we know how fans work, how can we make them work even better? Let's get into some practical tips to really maximize your fan's cooling power. Let's go one level deeper for a second. As your body gives off heat, it creates this tiny little bubble of warm, humid air right against your skin. This bubble actually acts like an insulator and slows down your ability to cool off. The main job of a fan is to just blow that warm little bubble away, constantly replacing it with drier air that's ready to soak up more of your sweat. So how can you give your fan a helping hand? Well, first off, drink water. No water means no sweat, and no sweat means no cooling. It's also a good idea to wear light, breathable clothes to help the air get to your skin. If you can, try creating a cross breeze with an open window or even a second fan. And, pro tip, if you're really hot, a light mist of water on your skin will give the fan even more liquid to evaporate for some extra cooling power. And it's not just people who use this trick. Here's a fun fact for you. Dogs can't really sweat through their skin like we do. So what do? They pant. All that heavy breathing is just them rapidly moving air over their wet tongues. It's the exact same principle, evaporative cooling. It's like they have their own little fan built right into their mouths. So the next time you switch on a fan, you'll know what's really going on. You're not making the room colder. You're supercharging your body's own natural cooling system. It kind of makes you wonder, right? What other amazing bits of science are just hiding in plain sight all around us?